Inside Story Uganda. Real source of political.
They are going to lose.
They are going to lose?
One, Nabagamba. Museveni chabadde abafuga. Kulowooza nti Museveni is not defeatable. There is nobody who can say that Museveni is not defeatable. Nemusabira kufa, nemusabira amajega muwambe, nemusabira abazungu bamukube. That is defeatism. Mirundi tabikoleramu. These people thought tiamanyi ngajja mu State House. I left 9 years ago. Never was.
But you have remained powerful.
More powerful. Because they didn't know where I derive my powers, popularity, and support. But my income. Wagogo suffocated me. Nebuli business anginazita. But none of my children are me under difficult conditions. Chiwala sobola kutesana to get what? I will never work in this government again.
So
kakati nkugamba ne strategy yemujo mukozeseza ku mukozi.
Yogenda mu koti.
Tamanyi kuogera kati bwana ayogera. Tweet simfu. Nabagamba timunsi tuyina be tuyita ba advisors ngaba Museveni abo ba welfare. May cannot be an advisor in Uganda's category. An advisor is welfare.
Nebe bogera sibitufu nti agenzi akola political utterances
even if anti tukugamba wetu tukugamba mu political science tukugamba if you don't want to give your enemy publicity play him a contempt card tumuogerako. The moment you bend yourself to scratch a toy of a jigger, the jigger has defeated you. Chobola abantu bagamba tumugane okwogera ku radio mutani wa kajiji kati nona agamba simanyi mumugane obutambi. You were stupid. Except obutambi ngali wavudde nabo owulinga ate bwomusanga abalamuzi abalina amagezi betusagenda kuziika mu erimbo waliwo ekituyita public interest. Can we allow this country to burn when Miso has technology? The other day a woman came to me ngesimu ye yabukadde bubiri bajibiti kumbaga ejinja namuwadde namugamba nti Linda eyakutte ku simu eyo agirina egenda kumbolera weeri. The man had come from Uganda nagenda ejinja weyabye esimu kumbaga nenfuna ekifaananyi ki I zeroed ejinja wali mu nyumba ye nenjogera nti mukumanyi wooli zaayo esimu yagizizaayo nze siri ku munaala tigenda oli gyowange tali ku mulaana
aliwa
owange ajja ne video era bakuga is a Russian satellite which rotates around 24 hours a day. Mwenda nabaga nti majini kuba yandaba mu motoka ye ne bakugamba no twekwata feka ne bibalema. Why? This technology is high. Ne baleeta ne badda ku gundi ku bino bakola gundi yaabwe ngiriko abantu kyenda zino gundi communication ne ya gundi bagita batya nga tumusinkanye na muntu nga these days what we use Zoom. Bagenda ku Chinese embassy ne babaleeta tumwebaze naleeta mu China ku baby mabenga nenkuba ebibyo kakati nkubuulira nti what if, let me tell you, you thought that Afene Muhoozi was a weak candidate. You thought that we will lock him inside the army. But the problem is nabagambye buli basiru tokkiza nawe anti bulira. Let me tell you, they are stupid.
Political utterances are made.
I gave you,
let
me tell you, I gave you a scenario that in 1985, we had peace talks in Nairobi. The first peace talks took place at Kiwoko. The government delegation of Okero Rua was led by Dr. Kwea, Dr. Major Kwea. At that time, I was in contact with Salim Sali, commander. He told me, this is joking. We have High Command at Mondolane, we have an foreign wound kubanga bwe bamala okuje sale yangamba abasajja batusajja amagezi batugambye tubasange bombo naye batuse bombo nabo baduka buddusi to top of the government to negotiate with the rebels senenga ndi junior lwatu ke Kampala ndi Commander Salim Sale nanga mu junior man zibaso bali kubyabo kakati when the peace talks, the first peace talks were supposed to be in Tanzania previous president of Nyerere Kaira nateka story mbabuli gangabo Mariamu ngumutaka mu Uganda. That was the change of the equation. Tanzania, Nyerere invaded Uganda to top Idi Amin. Therefore, he could not support a government dominated by Amin soldiers, ex-soldiers. That was their failure. Nyerere nazigoba, nizigende Kenya. Moi wanted to look for a Nobel Prize. Naziyingiramu. Kakati, Pisoki wezitandika, Nyerere azigobye, Cardinal Subuga sought permission from the Vatican to mediate between the two factions. Kubati that time, titwaina, bali dazibo nabasemogere babidandi, bamayanja nkanji bonna, bali bagenze mu government yokere ulutwa, twa isolate Museveni as a womonga. Museveni chamuyamba chali echi, teine external support. Ngatwali amuteka corporation. The Cardinal sought to clearance from the Pope to mediate. It was the first person to tell us that these are peace jokes. When they reached 10 points, I was in Nairobi. President Museveni arrived in Nairobi, Mucheta di plane, a tiny Roland. Yaino Papara standard, and a tiny Roland Papara. I remember Museveni very well. He shook hands with the Samogiri alone of the delegation. We have seen him much. Samogiri Namadamati, we have seen him more. I remember Museveni. Kagati, Cardinal sought to clearance from where? From the Pope. Why? The people who would arbitrate between the two factions, Museveni and the Okero's government, and that's why we shifted it to Nairobi. Today, we have had a phenomenon that has waited patiently to solve the impasse between Uganda and Rwanda that has lasted almost 5 years. The diplomats fired. Foreign affairs fired.
But again, waliwo elements mu maje aga ezalizagala tugende ku lutalo ne Rwanda.
Fe mu Baganda, when you lack a man to perform a certain ratio, a Nalongo cannot alternate for.
He acts like a man.
Yes. There was a time, 2007, the president went to reconcile the two factions that were fighting in Kenya after the elections. Museveni did not travel with any minister. That's what the problem. Why? State House, the minister in charge of the presidency would be the chief of staff in the White House of the United States. Yali the minister. Bali badde muna babiri. Ngabuli meeting ya president bajibeeramu. To know where the president is going to communicate. His communications, directives, as called a meeting. Asinganya ababoda boda, atadda ababoda boda. Tebasoma mawulire. The minister in charge of the president must communicate to the attorney general and find out how to issue an instrument. The president can only help you, pardon you, not to serve a sentence, but you must be proved. So why do
you think that the Tegule
after Museveni was pressurized by the Rairas, and I saw Museveni in difficult conditions, every time he was explaining, I appointed myself Minister of Foreign Affairs and addressed an international press conference in Nairobi.
You did that?
Yes. This man is arrogant. Museveni yabaga mumuveko, where are you? Nabakubira wechiraka. Era bwe badda mu cabinet ne balonda omwogezi ono Kenya bamuyitanga ne Opoloti. I said a Minister of Internal Affairs, Foreign Affairs in Uganda. Nemba Itabamauli, International Press Conference.
No, you get a
Yes. Why are you saying that Uganda is involved? Because the soldiers who are here, we deployed their special forces in Kenya. Why do you believe that we are in Kenya? Gentlemen and ladies, because they speak bad Swahili. I said that's idiotism. The official language of the Ugandan army is Swahili. Yes. So you cannot say, you would say, we are hearing dialects that are not foreign to our country. We are hearing people speaking, and I handled the journalists on behalf of the minister. Twagenda Sri Lanka nga tewali minister n'omu. Tewali minister yawerekera Museveni Sri Lanka. And it was embarrassing.
Do you blame it?
Because
do you blame it on the
all
ministers?
the diplomatic documents were signed between Museveni and his wife.
So do you blame it on the
and
ministers?
And communication lapses in the State House. And these people, minister in charge of the president, doesn't know. Loroye, you were chief of staff. You are an equivalent. Kakati kugamba. Muhozo muvunanachi. What if Muhozo had gone for his private visit to Rwanda and this is cropped up? Is it? Yes.
How about the statement?
Did Muhozo go with the delegation headed by the Minister of Foreign Affairs?
Yagenda yeka. But again, what about the utterances? They allege.
Yes.
Political statement.
Yes.
He makes.
And in
Bakosa Twitter handle ye.
Yes.
Baga nekumikolo jino. Yet is still a serving arm officer.
It is not who disciplines an army officer. Is the court martial. You are stupid. Tegule. Onukange nagisi. Onukanga amazi. That because this man no longer soldier, the court, one can ask me, why did they go to the constitution? Because the Funza was avoiding the court martial. Yes. The Funza's case is clear.
Abayensongo lwaki batwalidde adumire General Mbadi atone General
Boba singo kategule gento tegule byewa mbuzi koma mbwa. In politics, we have two types of politics. We have the politics we call the politics of activity and the politics of achievement. These are playing kugumaza. You have heard the voice, the fake voice, how the man is bitter. We have a constitution. Yes, you have a constitution, but where were you? Ulikuwa wapi when this man left his role in the army and he did not go in the military uniform? What if he had gone to meet his friend, President Kagame? He's talking about Uganda is wasting millions. What's the president? The Tanzanian president is coming. Why don't you raise such issues? They're idiots.
So they have no point. But these are serious lawyers.
Kuchi yali awangudde chi bawuze jankuku na mbize yali damalagala. Tegule yali awangudde musango ki. Awuze jambwa mbwa yali nyedde ndigetaliyo. Who is Tegule? When you see serious lawyers avoiding such cases, these are paid up and they will end up publicizing this man. Yes. Because now it means instead of saying, let him come, let Museveni open the field, Fenatu Kolechi. Zabike. Irana bagambye, Ntigasumba. When this man called his former allies, Bajemu meeting was Saturday bagani, because the power has shifted. Ekibadde kibakumi ekibadde kimu nga bali mu balance mukoza jjo batajja. Two, ku Sunday n'abayita ediwe ne batajja. Yakoze 3 issues. Kye yabakoze buli muntu yenna abadde mu kampu ye n'amudduka kamukubi. And it is true. Basoma nyennanyenezo ezo za links.
Tumulekete tumwogera linnya.
Anti kango sijja mwogera. Naye omanyi nti basooka
ali mu kampu ezo. Yali mu kampu eyo.
Yamudduseeko amwogedde wano. Tibwe mukubire se mutakyajja. Nenyini baasi ezo. Kyovula baba Katumba ambasaasira. Bakubye mu mawulire Katumba n'aziyimiriza. Katumba ggwe omanyi nanyini baasi ezo singa sinika amanyo jono Katumba amala todduka zezisosa okukola akabenje
wamaanyi nnyo wamaanyi nnyo
Katumba namuweereza message mukatuva bunaga nti ndi konima ndi bamupa amasasi singa munneebuuzaako ekyokubiri olaba Kasumba kyakola Kasumba manyi kyaliko yafulumiza lisiti y'aba opposition abalya sente mu government Kasumba bakuba but it is dangerous. I don't agree with Kasumba. Why? If we had been having a fake opposition yebadde tuyamba as a government so
anti ye Kasumba tali wammwe
anti nedda Kasumba wona akaba
ye gamba wa FDC
Kasumba ali wono aweza milioni yange ku simu enkyamu ati wakasimanyi nakumeka nengeze ku Airtel mwala ngambi ndeta national identity card yo ndimugasikirina agamba ndimugagweta omumanyi akakoleko kubunfaananidde Junior nemugaira gwe omanya nti gwolero oli muwala muto kati zo mukadde wali badoma
bogeze ku service center omwana omfaananidde Tamale Mirundi Junior tamanyi nti ali ne senior
kakoleko kubanga omfaananidde ani Junior nemuga nti era munnange gwe olina okumanya gy'emyaka gyo kati mama wange mujjukira abwenyebwenye nnyo nange naye Katonda amuwadde obuwangaazi oba nze nina 65 nga ndi mwana wa 9 ku 11 awangadde nagende wa papa nemusabira emikisa kati nkugamba tigasumba bakola bubi
naye Kasumba obusungu wabujja
wono Kasumba wono kati ono agamba let me destroy all of those who leave my camp who decamp
nebyayogera bifaanagana ebyo z'otugamba
ani nkubuuliriza nabagamba
wano gavumenti nekyagulanyi creation ya NRM
yes
mwami Franka byayogera nawe oli wono
nze nabyogera dda naye yafulumiza lisiti kati mwe kyemugenda okukola oba tubadde tulina embwa yaffe etaliimu mannyo kati mugenda kubyonoona oba tulina abantu betubadde omukazi n'ategeera nti omwana si wuwo tayinza kwogera nga tannamaliriza kusoma amuwaayo ng'afumbirwa oba tubadde tulina ebidogodo byaffe nga tulina opposition y'ekidogodo kati ate ono agyonoona Kasumba tukoze bubi nnyo abantu bagenda kukyawa opposition
Kasumba akulira mugamba awulira
people are going to realize that this was a fake opposition and as a result they are going to withdraw their support from these leaders. We shall end up with a headless revolution ngeri France eba dangerous kuba tulina kuyogera naye kakati gwe bw'oba onyiize omuntu nakubake polotiyo tokanyuka kyapa kya ttaka ati muleke kunyiga kutuukaawo baasa azikubye ate tugende katabo kange walabye ku lisiti
ya Kasumba gye yafulumiza
Kasumba ayina lisiti yaabo nange njirina eyaba opposition yabadde bali sente wa Museveni nange njirina ne baasi z'omusajja yazikubye ekigo ne bazitu Katumba bala tamanyi lutalo lwalwana tabuuzanga ku mmiso baasi zikola accident bulijjo muzigalawo tu kakati ekyokusatu
waliwo omunene ennyo
yes it's the third point they sent me a list all of the people who died during COVID and buried their details are known. The day somebody died, where he was buried or she was buried, and the burial company. They have also stated where the grave contains an empty coffin, where the grave contains a bag of cement. Kino kyetugenda musikitegeera kati bakubalwa towulire bayogera ku Franka tumwebaze waliwo meeting eri wano
amanya
tekiwulidde tokawulidde mu Katambi
watugambye obutambi buli fake
yes naye Katambi akali fake towulidde ngayo batumwebaze
okay
empty coffins. What happened to the patients? They might have taken somewhere for organ extraction before the actual death.
Okay, so Gashumba ekimwogeza bino
weeri omusajja kasaba amudduseeko nabagamba nti ffe waffe mu kyalo
one man's army
nkugambye nti waffe mu kyalo ekyatuwonya ku siriimu ajja tutta tukaddiye kasita abasajja baayika enkola abagenzi okuleka lisiti n'abakazi ne baka lisiti ti oyo namwebakako mu bitooke byewagundi oyo namwebako be baasomanga bonna nga batema kudda lukaya nga tuziika ku ssaawa 2 ku 4 ku 6 ku 9 ne ku 12 kati be baasomanga kuli ewaffe ne baddukayo siriimu n'agendeera nabagamba ekyokulabirako ekyokubiri ti Papa John Paul owokubiri beegatta ne Clinton banyigirize abaisirairi bawe Palestine an independent state kyebakola baleeta Clinton lewenziki namukwana ne bakuba Clinton nadduka ne mu America nakyala ekiswera okujja mu Uganda yali yadduka yagenda mu Congress n'abagaa nti bana is not sinners musajja bamuyita Lieberman omujudaya namuga me am not a sinner we are sinners like you Ekereziya abayudaya bakuba ekereziya mu America zaatuuka diocese okuggalawo papa n'agamba ti bannange abasaserdoti mufukamire mu misa mwetondera abantu naye ng'ekimukubya kunyigiriza ki baisirairi waliwo kalinaali wamu Australia Sydney yagamba nti bana abasista batubuze tudire abawala abalungi abambala jini bakolenga mu bbaala bajje bakole emirimu gya kereziya papa n'amugoberawo crisis ng'eri mu ekereziya nabagamba nti bwe baali baagala nga balowooza ti sentamu agenda kufuuka ekibisopo Canterbury bakuba kayanja bamale
muganda we
bakuba kayanja olupapula lwa red paper lwagamba inside a homosexual mind mbukayanja agenda kuzimba Burundi essomero lya billioni nyeri ali abalenzi ne bagandi kayanja bamukutte n'omwengewa ku eno mu nyumba ye so what they are playing Kasumba is playing nti agamba oba temuli bange ono omusajja yabakuba mukambwe muzibu omuwulidde
fulidde mu katambi
yes agenda baba malewo and he controls mukulidde awo ng'oyogera mwagambye muwogo tumulifalinga nnyo mu Buganda
president yayogedde
yes
mulye muwogo bemigati gya bei abantu ne basikayo akatambi kongo li radio 4
lwaki engule ya Buganda ya muwogo muginywa engule ekolebwa muwogo
we contradicting the mwami Tamale
yes
you contradicting
and how
because watugamba
no it's a fact is a fact that muwogo was brought by Europeans era tewali masomero gamulya but omwijja ku starch. What did Museveni avoid talking to kakati kankubuli mu Uganda tulina ebintu biri fa Abaganda lumonde ne muwogo omanyi lwaki abantu batya okwogera ku lumonde
nedda
lumonde ali abusini
atya
laba akawala bwayiwayiwa ekimonde nange nkiryano nakirya simanyi lwaki Abaganda baddira lumonde ne bamufuula ekyobuwemu lumonde yiza abusini n'okumusima omuganda akugamba nti asima atali wuwe asima anigula mweki kitegeeza
sikimanyi bulira abantu
bwoba kumuka omusajja oga nti oyina amaanyi mangi naye ng'oyonoona lumonde is abusini but we have several proverbs about muwogo. Muwogo is referred to in times of scarcity nga bwe tuli Abaganda bakuga nti wamala kunga muwogo ebikola babirya sitemu nku ne tuba 2 omuganda nagamba nti muwogo akayira kuse omala kukuta muwogo nakola ki nakawa Abaganda ne bakuga nti enda mawogo ezaala omulungi n'omubi is comparable to a woman's womb. You can have an intelligent Mirundi Museveni couldn't talk. Don't take Museveni's argument literally. What he was saying, the alternatives. Naye simanyi Museveni yategeerera Luganda nti ekimonde tebakyogera. President Mugezi Luganda alumanyi abakubagamba nti mulye ku lumonde waliwo gye twali eyo mu West Nile kakati president n'ayogera ti you grow groundnut wheat naki kati omuvunuzaga tyempuli ebije groundnuts bwe babiyita mu West Nile.
Groundnuts.
Yes. Kakati bwe genda oyogere mu basoga temulime ebinani bakazi batema butemi. These are our languages. Nabaga nti Zambia omugga kibayita omugga wano laddu kubanga tepo nakyewuunya oba lwakuba gulimu amazzi omugga laddu twagendangayo ngaliyo hoteri kyebayita gyewalise ngalifa hoteri ng'ekigambo kinene
z'omwezi. Okay, leka tusome akadomo Tamale. Wakawandika February mwaka guno. Nsome kutandikira ku Okay. Katusomera katabo budde bugezi mu Tamale. Ntandikira wano pre-independence reforms. Okay, akatoba kaita how mafias undermine Museveni's government. Tamale Mirundi yakawandika omwaka guno mu mwezi gw'okubiri. Museveni's innovations. A revolutionary change. I don't know.
Revolutionary changes.
Okay, good. A revolutionary changes or transforms society from one point to the other. A revolutionary is not a builder who paints the existing structure. A revolutionary is a destroyer. He destroys the old order and replaces it with a new and modern order. This is why Museveni started by saving lives. He embarked on the immunization against the leading 5 killer diseases amongst our children. Previously, the mortality rate was alarming. Museveni came out boldly and explained the real cause of AIDS scourge. Many African countries wrongly believed that admitting the prevalence of the virus would chase away tourists. However, Museveni successfully fought the witchcraft theory that had been entrenched in people's minds. He embarked on the expansion of the health facilities. Hospitals have since been constructed. However,
bakoze obubi. Museveni captured the power, consolidated it, kati detention yebalemi ekintu kya Museveni bakyonoonye. This is why muhozi yasigaddewo yekka mu byorganic case taliimu, mu bubbi taliimu, mu kikyonna taliimu. Yes.
Yensonga kiba mulwana.
Mwe mwaki mwali mubba. Time has come. If you want to be a bishop in the Orthodox Church, you don't get married. Yes, you mwali umugoyo. Yes. President has now reformed monopoly yajijewo. Enyama yajije ku monopoly. The people who have not been paying taxes bafunye revenue gundi papers. Ntinze nyizo genda oyo mu UCC. Nkachapa bucho.
Overlooking one important verdict from the peasants. People say that eddagala balibba mu malwaliro, meaning that drugs are stolen from hospitals because they are there as supplied by government. They also add that lwerijja lwe balibbamu, meaning that the day it arrives is when it is stolen. What this means is that drugs come but are stolen from hospitals. Who sends it? Museveni. Who steals it? The opposition. Should Museveni turn himself into a security guard at the hospitals? If the drugs are stolen, what is the opposition doing? If drugs are stolen by government officials, what stops the opposition from intervening and expose the government officials who steal government drugs? The truth is, stealing of drugs is a deliberate policy by the opposition to make the government unpopular. This explains why many people caught stealing drugs from hospitals and other health facilities get laughable court punishments from our courts, and such judgments do not raise concerns from the opposition groups, donor countries, and the local non-government organizations. Secondly, how many opposition leaders who use government health facilities? They opt for private ones, which means they are shedding crocodile tears. How many inspection tours have they made in their constituencies to see how these facilities function? Thirdly, how come that also the missionary hospitals under the tight control of the founding bodies are not different from government health facilities? Previously, Ugandans depended on missionary hospitals and schools. What went wrong? My answer is that the Europeans left them under Ugandan government. And more importantly, they also receive drugs from the state national drug authority. Where do they put these drugs? Why are they not cheaper? It is obvious that the opposition only talks about empty health centers to undermine the government, but does not provide lasting solutions to the problem apart from criticizing it. The Minister of Health, who had failed in his duties, was rejected by the Parliamentary Appointment Committee, not for his dismal performance in the last 5 years. He was disqualified for lack of academic papers, not his previous performance, confirming that our MPs are not serious about health facilities as they pretend. Why didn't they reject Kakoza for poor performance? In other words, if he possessed the academic qualifications, yes, if he had possessed the academic qualifications, Parliament would have approved his appointment back to the same Ministry of Public Health. This is what exposes these opposition groups. They lack consistency and logic. Nobody talked about Kakoza's performance, meaning if he had the papers, he would return to his ministry. Tukomao, tunatandikira olala. Aliko Radio France Gazeta chika musanvu zo kakanzukuwe oyogereko naffe.
Bagamba. Katolaba Besigye.
Dr. Kizza Besigye.
Dr. Kizza Besigye.
Gasumba wa FDC.
Omwega Besigye kye yakoze. Yagambye kakati yeeyiza yekipya. Besigye yayiye nnyo alinga Gunda. Alinga Raila Odinga. Yagambye transition is not succession. Yenga agamba Muganda kyagamba mala Kenya mumpe gumba. Yaga nti obusika si kikulu. Naye okuva kuono okudda kuono. Mulaba Besigye.
Agula ku transition.
Ya directing ekyo no mukambwe. Ye Besigye akugamba transition. Naye ate nga nakyo tekiriyo. Why? A transition means toyinza kubanga ova Dubai ng'ogwa Ntebe noga nti okyali mu transition. You are in transition from Dubai to Entebbe. The moment you arrive at Entebbe, you cannot have after a pregnancy to a baby. Until transition. Kati a baby cannot go back to pregnancy. Kakati what they call a transition, these are not transitional. These are swearing ceremonies from one president. What we have not seen in Uganda is not a transition. The constitution is clear. We have a paradigm. A paradigm etubulira. What you call a transition, these are swearing ceremonies that are contained in the constitution. Nti omukulembeze wa Uganda nga wangudwa mukano.
Radio 4. Sebo. Bamale kuweereza ssebo.
Bufunze.
Wa Mirundi muwulidde naye kyenjagala omubuuza. Ye nga walaba eggwanga alaba nti ebintu binakka mu kulowooza oba tebike.
Mbadde njagala okubabuulira nti ne bodaboda muzikuume nnyo. Ebintu e Kenya babyongezeza mu budget. Bodaboda bagyongeddeko $1,300 gwa Kenya. Ekitegeeza bajja kutandika okuzibba wano. Baali babba emmotoka zaffe eza takisi nze naziwonya nenkwata omubbi bamuyita disco nga yakabba emmotoka 400 ne muteeka enjuki mu nnyindo najja agula wano emmotoka zange 2 ne bakoma zibba kikeke. So things are going to rise up.
Okay.
Yes.
Ku Radio 4. Hello.
Radio 4.
Amanya go nejo sinzire mbufunze.
Sanyiwa kaise kumaza tumbule. Ono simya bakala no hanize nankuwadde. Munna manya kubuza mukuru Tamale. Stana by generator ye bagirite mu kooti. Sengo omusango gumusinga mu kooti. Bagenda kukola batya.
Ndi kakati gwe kyokoze ekibi. Kooti ya Kisekwa ina byekola. Tyalwanidde mu nkuuka bamutwala Kibuye. Kooti ya Kisekwa etawulula gyabika. Kakati here ono violating ebyamagye atwalibwa mu kooti maaso. If they are dragging him to the Constitutional Court to see who can easily interpret the UPDF Code of Good Operation best. I don't know. If these people refuse to go, either I'm not going to go to. Can any court order the arrest of them?
Hello.
Radio 4.
Obufunze.
Ono jinga ashira kumugana wange. Nyongera okubuuza mukulu Tamale Mirundi nti kitolowooza nti muwoozi kalina Lugaba byakola byonna biri planned by the government oba muwoozi ne taatawe.
No. Let me tell you. When a Muslim is going to marry the first wife, does not wait the bachelors to marry. If I was you, I were you in the opposition, I would say, if it is campaign time, give everybody opportunity to campaign. If we are in campaign time, let everybody do what?
A campaign.
Mbakuba mugezi nga nzina magezi gamwe gemuyina. Bobi Wine yata naye atatuse kutabala byalo. Nga yebaza abalonzi abamuwaki akamagezi mukayina ate nnyabo mukadde tege yemulala.
Hello?
Okitegedde?
Toyogera bugala.
Mwalifunyeyo wamagye omulala n'abikola ebyo. But where it boils down to the commander in the chief, this young man is now a diplomat. He doubles and is a special advisor to the president. What does his work entail?
Radio 4.
Anyago sebo.
Bambira bakoze zingola.
Obufunze.
Kakati nze kyembuuza omukulu oyo. Kyemubuuza ekintu kimu. Owulira muka.
Oyita muteesa amasimu.
Simu bali ku mwenge. Nange nomune kati waliwo nakubye.
Kale kanzome kubaka bw'abantu wano onagambye kungu kwetuli tugoberera ye Kinamunda awali ali ku Kampala International University jambo obaka bungi wano kambuyite mu lukwakwayo tugenda mawulire ku Radio 7 ne alinda wano Morgan Mugabe ne mula yetegese onagambye Mr. Kungu, good evening. Aminuoya Kagwa Livingstone, I support your speech and I pray that God gives you wisdom. I wish I am
nti babataddeko mbusimanyi mwase nti obutwala nyayafudde butwa nembaga nti mudding waters in the constituency. Today when I went to the NRM secretariat bonna bali mu by-election nababuulirirawo nti bano bazanya ki baba incitingira abantu luddawa nembaga where is Tadongo.
Webale, Irene Alimasindi, I'm live and clear with Tamale Mirundi. Jambo, Mwami Kungu, Amujimongo, tuned in. Webale Tamale tukwagalanya. Thank you for your presentation. Webale, Mwesije Samuel, Alik Radio 7, again webale, kwereza Tamale, abutumide, ndichijunjuwa. Kungu, jebale ko Mwami Tamale, gwanga, osaze wokuli, okay? Webale nyo. Onagamba ye Matia Ekakumiro. kungwe bali kuweereza
ganya okuvuganya nawe liito wuwo
ono n'agamba Matia ekakumira olubu kungu kwe tuli tugoberera ono n'agamba Honorable Tamale
mangu amaanyi
MM Charles East from Masindi, thanks for the show. Honorable Tamale mwagala nnyo yeebale yogedde bino ye Dr. Dan Binyinya Masindi. Kungu jambo nze MC Cobra ekyebando tutumbudde omugaga Saurembo kwali Adam, thanks for the show. Ono gambye kwali bamuyita Kasim Yasin, nickname Kas. I'm born in Kirasa Masindi but currently in Kampala. Ono nagamba Kongo jambo saa nkulamusiza Amutumusime Stevenson from Nakasongola. Webale senda urembuya jambo kungu gamba Tamale is a discovery man. I like listening to him. Speaker Nyantonzi Masindi. Dina jambo kungu, thanks for the show.
Nina jiba mpite ngende yo ku mikolo.
Nja tuja genda.
Erukungiri ngenda genda. Musajja no Ambulozi Kibuuka. Wo mutegedde. Nti Ambulozi Kibuuka. Musajja werukungiri. Naye Ambulozi lyabajulizi. Togandi Kibuuka Muganda. Ambulozi
lyabajulizi. Alinga bana Nigeria bempulya beta.
Kati tugeetuma n'abazungu bakatuuma.
Okay.
Very powerful man. Ayagala muhozo kama Lubukabanzi.
Victor Eguru agambye nothing can stop poverty and robbery in Uganda okujja ko nga tufunye president omupya. Onagamba kungu, thanks for the show. I'm Halima in Kamengo jambo.